Good afternoon and welcome to season 2 of the President's Cup here at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, the home of cricket. Some minutes ago, we had the toss by the umpires. Umpire Temitope Onikoyi Jabar and umpire Ramon Adelakun. But let me just quickly run you through the team list of the Eagles versus the Kings. The Eagles are led by Captain Isaac Okpe, the national team player, all-rounder, Daniel Agiekum, Akere Isesele, Aziz Waris, David Ankra, who is making his national team debut for Nigeria. I'll be telling you more about that. Folajimi Owolabi, Karim Ayoku, Mohamed Moshood, Paul Eboka, Peter Aho, Solomon Chilemaya is out of this game. Hussaini Prosper and Munesh Mishra. And for the Kings 11, led by Okpe Sylvester, the younger brother to Isaac and national team captain. In that squad also, quickly, Animasha Muiz, Chima Akachuku, Dada Tolu Alashe, Undubem Elochuku David, Olaleye Olayinka Elijah, Ramon Ali, Richard Ubo, Selim Salau, Taiwo Mohammed, Chemele Udekwe, and Eriola Alabi. The game is about to get underway from the Court of Appeal end. Waris will be bowling from that end. And the two opening batters, Selim Salau and Ramon Ali, will start. Selim Salau. The toss was won by Sylvester and he elected to bat. Good stop there from Peter. The President's Cup has got dignitaries here. Led by the president himself, Mr. Uyosa Nosawaru Akpata. Great start there from Ramon Ali and Selim Salau. We have the president of the Cricket Federation, who also doubles as the chairman of Edo State Cricket Association, one state that has been dominant, Mr. Uyosa Nosawaru Akpata. Mr. Sheye Fadahunsi, former Nigerian international, is also here. Mr. Oladipo Idowu is also here, former Nigerian international. The team manager of the national team of Nigeria and former captain, Kome Agodo, is also here. We have the high performance manager and the coach of the national team, Steve Ogonji Tikolo, the Gonzi Guns, very much present. Ephraim Banabi is also here. Not also forgetting Mr. Endurance Ofem, former captain of Nigeria and player rep on the board of the Cricket Federation. And we got a special guest, the Government College Ibadan Old Boys founding fathers for the Cricket Council and the 1961 set of Government College Ibadan Old Boys, Mr. Wilfred Igodaro, also makes his presence felt. And with that, no run It has brought us to the end of the first over. 6 runs for the loss of no wicket. I'll keep you up to speed about what has happened, but it's imperative to put it out there that the President's Cup Season 2 is not just for fun. There's quite a lot to be gained from participating. From the 3 teams that we have, the Warriors, led by Sulaiman Rushewe, played their 2 matches, done and dusted with his. The Kings 11, Sylvester, and the Eagles 11, Isaac. Every player of the match gets an amount of money. For the most valuable player, the best batter, the best bowler, the best fielder, they all get a cash prize of 75,000 naira each. The winner goes home with 1 million naira. And the second place gets 675,000 naira for their troubles. And the third would also get something, 410,000 naira. Coming from the pavilion end, Prosper Hussaini, and he'll be hoping to prosper with the ball. Great start from Prosper to Ramon Ali. Ramon Ali, some months ago, was here doing it for Nigeria at the under-19 qualifiers for Africa. Though Nigeria did not qualify, we got relegated to Division 2. Congratulations to Team Tanzania, led by the Wall of Tanzania, Lash Schneller Bakrenia. Plays it up into no man's land. They want to do 2. 2 looks risky. See that again on replay. Big shout out to my brother, my friend. His voice you will soon get to hear. You heard his voice some 48 hours ago, but you will get to hear his voice. Abayomi Ayonusi. I'm turning between where to place Abayomi. Commentator cum producer at the under-19 Africa qualifier. He produced that great show, spectacle, that a lot of people gave him rave reviews. So I'm turning between whether to call him a producer or a commentator, but we leave it at the commentator for today. Oh, great shot there from Salim. The intent is clear. Don't forget, this is also a preparatory match for Team Nigeria, who will be jetting out of the country tomorrow for their competition called Pearl of Africa Series. And when you hear the word Pearl, you know it has to do with Uganda. I'll be sharing the squad list. Oh, great shots. Great shot, first boundary. The intent is clear. Ramon Ali is not joking. See that again on replay. What a beautiful shot. The squad list has been released. But you get to know who and who are traveling to Uganda. Certainly names that I can exclude from that squad list: Zilibe, Seun Ajidagba, and Abayomi Ayonusi. They are not in that squad list. To the second over of the President's Cup Season 2. Our number one sponsor, aside from Mr. President, has to be God Almighty. This should have happened last week, but heavens came down, rain fell, and the over was unplayable. But then our Father in heaven just said, this definitely will happen this week. And we thank Almighty God for giving us a good weather that is playable for a game called cricket. 2 overs gone, 13 runs on board. Salim Salahu faced 5 balls, scored 4 runs. Ramon Ali has faced 7 balls and scored 9 runs. And we are back into the 3rd over. They are currently on 6.50, and the projected score at this stage will be 130. The two of them know each other so well. Aziz Waris and Ramon Ali were teammates at under 19. Skies it up, and then he gets his wicket. Akere Isesele will not give Ramon Ali another life. I was just talking about Waris, that young star on the verge of becoming a thorn in the flesh of every batter by virtue of his growth. And 1 wicket down, and that's the wicket of Ramon Ali. Let me quickly keep you up to speed about what happened. The Eagles 11 in their game against the Warriors 11, which the Warriors 11 won by 4 wickets. The Eagles 11 batted first, scored 71 all out in 16.1 overs. David Ankra, 21 runs off 18 balls, which included 1 4 and 2 6-6. Daniel Agiekun, 15 runs, and Karim Ayoku, 10 runs. Isaac Danladi was the star when it came down to bowling. 3 wickets for 11 runs in 4 overs. And Oladejo Emmanuel also had 3 wickets, 14 runs, 1 maiden in 4 overs. In the second innings, Isaac Danladi top scored with 25 runs from 29 balls. Vincent Adewoye, 22 runs off 12 balls. And they scored 72 for loss of 6 wickets in 13 overs. Waris Aziz had 3 wickets for 26 runs in 4 overs. And Prosper Hosseini had 2 wickets for 8 runs in 3 overs. And that was how it ended, with Warriors winning by 4 wickets. I'll tell you what happened between the Kings and the Warriors. In comes Elijah Olale, former under-19 player to the World Cup in South Africa back in 2020. That was close. See that again on replay. Ladies and gentlemen, the first maximum. What a shot! After surviving a scare, he had to send shivers down the spine of those who parked at that place. I'm sure they'll be having a rethink of what to do with their cars. The first maximum of today. See that again on replay. There is no way you have your car parked there and you won't be quaking. You won't be shivering. Salim Salahu and Elijah are the 2 batters. And with that 1 run, we've come to the end of the 3rd over. See that again on replay. Thank you, Mr. Producer, commentator. Bayomi Ayonisi. See that again on replay. What a delight to watch. 20-1 after 3 overs. They are currently on 6.67. And at this stage, the projected score will be 133. Salim Salau, yet to hit the bullseye, has faced 5 balls and scored 4 runs. Elijah Olale, who just came on, has faced 4 balls and scored 7 runs. Aziz Waris, after bowling 2 overs, considered 13 runs and has 1 wicket to his credit. Prosper Hussaini is still in search of a wicket. He's into his second over. Good back up there by the team. Prosper Hussaini and Salim Salau are no strangers to each other. They might be playing for different clubs. The batter plays for Federal Government College Warri Old Student Association, and the bowler plays for Ibejule Cricket Club 1, but they both represent Edo State. Much better bowling there. Prosper Hussaini making things difficult for Salim Salau. He knows what Salim can do. He knows what Salim is capable of doing. And Prosper, in his mind, is saying, I won't give you that chance. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Prosper gets the wicket of Salim Salau, and it is clear what he wanted to achieve. And after bowling 4 balls from his second over, he eventually got his man, and Salim Salau needs to go back and meet his teammates. And in comes the captain, Sylvester Okpe. See that again on replay. Moshood Mohammed, the captain of Team Lagos at the last National Sports Festival, the 22nd edition, will not give the man a second life. He knew giving him a second life could be very dangerous. In comes Sylvester, former under-19 captain of Nigeria. He needs to play a captain's innings if he hopes to get his team over the line. The projected score has dropped to 115 from the initial 133 I mentioned, and their current run rate is 5.73. Let's see what Sylvester and Elijah will do. Just one played by Sylvester, picked by Isaac. But what they have in common, they are Okpe family. We got quite a lot of brothers who have played cricket for Nigeria. They are DOAs, they are Degbolas. The Okpes We have brothers who are playing cricket. The Seseles, Akere and Odion. And that has brought us to the end of the fourth over. Mohamed Moshood and Taiwo Mohamed are also brothers. After 4 overs, 22 for 2. The current run rate is 5.50. The projected score is 110. Waris into his third over, but the fifth over. The first wide of today. Both Waris and Prosper have 1 wicket to their credit. Much better bowling there. Great shot. No movement. All you need to do, just go pick the ball from the boundary. And that's 4 runs. Watch that again on replay. There's no point stressing yourself. Conserve your energy for other things. Much later, I'll be sharing with you the squad list of Nigeria heading to Uganda tomorrow for their tournament. Watch this space. That was close. That will be comfortable 2 runs without a stress. Hands on the head. That gesture says it all. See that again on replay. Moshood felt he could have done better. They want to do 2. And we did. Yes, they do. Good running. You could see from Prosper Hussaini's face. He feels a bit let down by that pickup to have allowed the second run. We are expecting 2 more good balls to be bowled. And then we'll come to the end of the 5th over. Much better bowling there from Waris. And that has brought us to the end of the 5th over. But then, it must be said on a sober note, we commiserate with the family of the Gafars and the Irokos. Dolapo Gafar, former national team player, opening batter, wicketkeeper, FCC St. Gregory's. One of the few players to hit Marylebone Cricket Club for 6 here at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval so many years ago. And not only did he hit them for 6, he shattered the glass. But our hearts are shattered that we lost an umpire and a coach, Dolapo Gafar. In the same vein, we want to commiserate with the family of Olaomi Olatunde Iroko, aka Dudu, selfless, hardworking, dedicated, who passed on. We pray that Almighty God continue to bless their soul. The captain takes responsibility Isaac Okpe into his first over, but the sixth over. But I think it's high time I brought on my brother and my colleague. He has so much power. And so maybe after the power play, we'll bring on Abayomi Ayonusi, who is multitasking. Elijah Olale, the striker. Great placement with a lot of ingenuity. So that's after this, we'll end power play and then the field can be opened up. Waris will not allow any movement in that region from an elder brother to a younger brother. A battle of two captains. Oh, lovely attempt there. See that again on replay. And you get to appreciate into his pads. The coach of the team that is currently batting Sademola Onikoyi. And the team that is fielding is coached by Tamuno John, the assistant coach of the national team. Just quickly to see how things have panned out. Selim Salau faced 8 balls, scored 4 runs. Ramon Ali faced 9 balls and scored 9 runs. Both of them are out. And currently batting now are Elijah Olale, who has faced 10 balls, scored 9 runs. And Sylvester, the captain, who has faced 9 balls and scored 10 runs. Just time for me to invite Abayomi Ayonusi.
Thank you very much, Sheil, and good afternoon, everyone. And quickly, before I run my part, let me just quickly run you through the bowling scorecard. They've only used 3 bowlers. Waris will be bowling his 4th over now. He has an economy of 7.3. I think Sylvester Okpe, I beg your pardon, maybe the captain, Isaac Okpe, is just looking to finish him up in style. And just like Sheil has said, the national, very well played by Sylvester Okpe, putting that on the ground with that race to the boundary. Prosper Hussaini had no control over that. He needed to just dive in. Rather, he decided to do the C. Ronaldo style and headed the ball into the boundary rope. Just look at that again on the replay. He should have used his hands to stop that or probably hit it back to the fielder who was trying to assist him out. That was David Ankara, but Prosper Hussaini has allowed that to go to the boundary for 4. Very well played by Sylvester Okpe. And just like Sheil has rightly said, there's a lot at stake here. Who wouldn't love to take home 1 million naira as the prize money for this President's Cup 2nd edition? And it's safe to say that even as it is this President's Cup, a lot of stakes are high. Oh, is that a nick? Is the fingers up? Yes, it is. Very well bowled by Aziz Waris. Fasten Sylvester Okpe to glove the ball straight into the hands of Moshood Mohammed. He was a little bit perplexed with that. He didn't expect it to happen. But at the end of the day, Sylvester, the captain of his side, needs to take that logwork back to the pavilion. Just look at that again on the replay. Very well bowled there by Aziz Waris. Sylvester trying to take off his bat, but the ball found his gloves, and Waris has done justice with the ball today, and just like he did on Friday. And that wicket should actually take him a little bit more higher. Now he has 2 wickets with an economy of 7.80. On Friday, he had 3 wickets to his credit, making a total in this tournament of 5. I'm sure he will be in contention for the bowler of the series in this tournament. The way it is going, the Kings won't be happy with themselves of where they are. They're 37 for 3 after 6.2 overs, not where they would have hoped to be. But Ashew is taking a breather to try and as much as possible to gather more information for a lot of you who are watching this game at home. Firstly, I would like to say this. It was a very successful election, local government election in Lagos State yesterday, though a lot of turnout was low, but yet people did eventually had a peaceful election, which is what we've been praying for in Nigeria. And very well done by all Lagosians. Chima Akachukwu is the new batter in for the Kings. Plays it straight towards long on, where he's going to have a single. Oh, very well played. Big point. That should race to the boundary. Oh, he didn't. Just had to stop in between. Such an ill luck there for Elijah. He thought that was definitely going to go to the boundary. Let's see that again on the replay. After beating Daniel Agekum at backward point, just look at how the ball stopped right there on the ropes. Didn't even get to the boundary rope, just 2 centimeters away. Very, very unfortunate for Olaleye. Chima Akachukwu playing a full defensive this time. And what a way to end the 7th over, as it's now 41 for 3 after 7. And while we're waiting for that, just look at the partnership of both sides, or beg your pardon, of the Kings. The Kings had Salim Salahu and Raymond Ali had 13 runs of 14 balls. Then Salim Salahu and Olaleye Elijah 8 of 8. And Olaleye and Sylvester Okwe 16 of 16. Chima Akachukwu and Olaleye are 4 of 4. It just seems like they're trying to finish every run per ball. But the current run rate now is 5.86, so they need as much as possible to ensure that they hit the 100 target so that they would have something to defend. Anything below 100 can actually be a little bit catastrophical for them. But anything above 120, 130 is quite defendable. No ball signal there by the umpire, Ramon Adelako. I think that should definitely be the front foot. From our view here, it was definitely the front foot, since he and Sylvester Okwe, I beg your pardon, Isaac Okwe didn't have a conversation, but he shouldn't be moving the field at this point. If it's a no ball, he should actually have the field the same way it is. He just moved Waris back deep into the 30-yard circle. Oh, lovely shot. Would that be a maximum? No. Oh my God, it is a maximum. The umpire was a little bit slow to take that decision. Just look at that powerfully struck there by Olaleye Elijah into the middle of the bat. That 6 takes his tally to 18 of 13 balls, and Kings are now 48 for 3. I'm sure Seun Ajidagba has a lot on his mind, but you'll be hearing his voice after the 12th over. Isaac Okwe has bowled 1.1 overs, considered 9 runs, and still yet to get a wicket. Good comeback there from Isaac, but Olaleye, smart as he is, just easily used the wrist to take that towards the leg side for a single. Seems like we have a little bit of a concussion on the field because the game needs to be stopped for some few minutes. The weather is a little bit harsh, but while we're waiting for that, let's see if we can see all the wickets that happened today. And there we have it, the first wicket. Just look at it, straight up in the air. Akere Isesele did justice to that, holding on to that easily. And there you have the second wicket. He played it quite up, straight up. Oh, I beg your pardon, that was the 6. Yes, that was the maximum that was played. And then Salim Salah's wicket. Just look at that nick into the keeper's gloves. And that was the 4. That was never a 4. Just hits down towards the rope, but never got there. And yes, that's the final wicket. Sylvester Zokwe's wicket. Just look at that. Tried to take the bat off, but the ball actually found the bat. And that was the 3rd wicket. Still waiting on. We're trying to find out who actually was that. I think that was David Ankra. Okay, that was a Booker Paul. Yeah, that was a Booker Paul, a young former under-17 player of the Lagos State team, popularly known as the Lagos Colts in the Club Cricket Committee, Lagos Cricket League. They play their trade in the Division 1 tier of the league. Straight on the ground, very well played, time placements, that should hit the ropes. Yes, it has gone to the boundary, very well timed there by Chima Akachukwu. Just let's see that again, waited for it, too much width on offer, shot of a good length outside the off-stump line, and Chima Akachukwu did justice to that, finding the gap between gully and backward of point, and that raced to the boundary for 4. Very well bowled. Good comeback from Isaac Okpe. Just on a very lighter note, I have to give credit to Shewa Jidagba for helping me out in terms of name pronunciation. It was quite tough trying to pronounce a lot of players' names, especially back then when I used to call the Okpe brothers as Okpe. But he made me understand that, look, you need to pronounce it according to the way it is meant to be pronounced. Run out chance. So kudos to Shehu, even though he doesn't sometimes gives me my flowers. But I'll say kudos to him. And on the flip side of it as well, Shehu, I still run the 2 parts together. I'm also a commentator. You know, my first trade has always been commentary. Being a producer is just on the other side of it. But nothing feels good than being behind the mics and running the game the way it's meant to be run. Last ball of the 8th over. Oh, very well played up in the air. Can David Ankra crop that out? No. But rather all he did was just escort the ball to the boundary. Very well pulled there. look at that pull shot again from Chuma Akachuku. Timed it well into the middle of the bat. Didn't hesitate that much. And all David Ankra could do was just pilot the ball to the boundary. With that four, it brings us to the end of the 8th over, as it's now 57 for 3. Current run rate has jacked up to 7.13. So if they continue at this rate, we will be seeing them probably hit the 140 mark. But I'm sure Isaac Okpe at the back of his mind will be looking to cut off that run rate, because he needs to cut it off without much hesitation. Now he's going to be bringing medium pace. A lot of people argue that David Ankra is quick, but the last time I had a discussion with him, he said he varies between medium pace and quick. According to him, on Friday, when I asked, he said the highest speed he has ever bowled has been 120, and the lowest he has bowled has been 80. So it's more easy to say that on an average, he bowls between the 80 and the 90. Maybe what he's going to be doing today, would he be trying to bowl it quick, or would he be bowling medium pace? David Ankra will be bowling from the cut of appeal end. Taking his time, trying to mark this run up. Olaleye Elijah taking his time as well, patiently waiting for that delivery from David Ankra. Goes forward defensive, straight to Akere Isesele, covers. Very well played there by Elijah Olaleye. Timed that into the middle of the bat. Lovely square cut. Just look at that timing again. He knew he was going to bowl it outside off stump line. Patiently waited for that. All Waris could do was just jog and pick the ball on the boundary rope. Very well timed by Olaleye Elijah. We take Stanley to 23 off 16 balls. Would we be seeing the first 50 in this tournament in the second edition? Up again with that race to the boundary. Yes, again, it is another 4. Back-to-back boundaries by Olaleye Elijah. David Ankra giving it too much width. He needs to find a way to cut it off. Those widths are becoming too expensive for his side. 8 runs already in just 2 balls. Just look at that again on the replay. Width on offer. And all Waris could do was just jog. And now Isaac Okpe is having a change of field. He's not going to have deep backward of point. Just a single will be taken for that. Very well timed there by Olaleye Elijah. Good cricketing awareness on the field. Knew there was an opening at both gully and second slip. And now they brought gully back into play. Slower ball bowled there by David Ankra. White ball signaled there by umpire Temitope Onikoyi. David Ankra was thinking to go a little bit slower. but he did bowl it towards the leg side. He needs to be careful with that. He needs to keep it on the offside if he wants to bowl it slower, because he has more protection on the offside than on the leg side. He has short, fine leg, so he needs to make sure that he has it in the right spot. Oh, very well bowled. Good bowling. That's the kind of bowling you want to see from a man like David Ankra. Bowled it into the block hole and ensured that there was no response to that. Let's see on the replay again. Just look at that block hole. Deep into his store. He felt bad with himself, but there's nothing he could do. He considered a lot of runs. It's 9 overs gone, 67 for 3. To fold this time. Change of bowling. Fola Jimmy coming into the attack from the pavilion end. That was just too full. He needs to have a control. Again, on the off stump. To me, it just seems like Fola Jimmy is actually tossing ball. He needs to turn the ball, not toss the ball. He needs to actually turn the ball. Very well bowled. This is what you want to see from a spinner. Ensuring the batter stays on the front foot. Keep him front foot all through. Oh, good turn there again by Fola Jimmy. Start a no ball. That should definitely be a no ball. One of the biggest no balls I've seen this year or this season has just been bowled by Fola Jimmy. And I think Ramon Adelaku is going to have a word with him. He needs to ensure that if he bowls that again, the ball might actually be taken off from him. 2 balls left to be bowled to complete the 10th over. Two good balls to be precise on. Chimakachuku. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's Olale Elijah. They both look the same. And they take a second for that. Interesting to say, they both have the same height. The only difference in this field is the trousers they're wearing. Olale is putting on yellow pants, while Chima Akachuku is putting on black pants. Both come from Oyo State, play for Oyo State, except different clubs. And with that dot ball brings us to the end of the 10th over. It's 72 for 3. quickly, let me run you through the bowling scorecard. I think there's a little bit of confusion in the middle, but Waris has actually bowled 4 overs, had 12 dot balls, considered 30 runs, and had 2 wickets. Hussein Prosper, 2 overs, 6 dot balls, 9 runs, and 1 wicket. And those are the only 2 who have had wickets today. Every other person, in person of Isaac Okpe, David Ankra, and Fola Jimmy, are both still in search of wickets for today. And quickly, let's see if we can quickly run you through the batting scorecard for this game. And there you have it, the batting scorecard. Salim Salahu, 4 runs off 8 balls. Raymond Ali, 9 off 9 balls. Olaleye Elijah, who is currently in, 29 off 24 balls. Sylvester Okpe, 14 of 11. And Chima Kachuku, who is also in, 10 of 10. Both Olaleye and Chima Akachuku are above the 100 mark in terms of strike rate. And interestingly to say, only just 6 extras have been bowled in this first innings. I must say good kudos to them, even though they conceded a lot of runs. 72 of 3. So that is yet to bat. As you can see, it's Taiwo Mohammed, Undubeim Elachukwu David, Animasha Muiz, Dadatolu Alashe, Richard Ubo, and Udukwe Chiemele. I would probably be saying Udukwe and Taiwo Mohammed probably climb up the ladder to put up 100 or 200 runs or 150 runs for their side, but it's just a matter of time. And I think the bowling has been resolved because Isaac Okpe was looking to bring in Waris to bowl this over, but he forgot to calculate that he made Waris bowl 4 overs in the allocated spell for this innings. So it means Waris will just be a passenger to the end of this innings. David Ankra back into the attack from the cut of appeal end. Very soon you'll be hearing the voice of Shewa Jidagba as we both will be running the commentaries together. Hit on the ground towards mid-on, where Hussein Prosper just picks it up casually for a single. Very well bowled there by David Ankra, keeping it on the foot stump line. Trying to see if that ball can actually reverse back or cut back into the wicket. A little bit of frustration from Olaleye Elijah. That was a slower ball with a quick arm action from David Ankra. You can see how Olaleye is frustrated. He thought that was going to come quick at him, but David Ankra was perfectly aware of what Olaleye wanted to do, and all he did was just ensure that the ball went slower, and Olaleye felt a little bit disappointed with himself. Oh, very well stopped by Daniel Ageku with chance for a run out. Just a single. Daniel Ageku, Ogun State cricket player, but his nationality is Ghana. Oh, I beg your pardon. His nationality is Nigerian, but his mother is a Ghanaian. Thank you very much, Sean, for that correction. Please don't mind me. It was Seun that actually entered into my head about that. So when he comes into the mic, he will be actually be the one to correct himself. I really need to understand what Chimaka Chukwu was trying to do there. When behind his thumbs, was he trying to hit that over deep extra covers, or was he just trying to see if he could just drag the ball? But with that, it has brought us to the end of the 11th over. It's 74-3. Now the current run rate has now dropped from 7.71 to 6.73. But if they still continue at this rate, they might be seeing 130 on the board. But Isaac Okpe would be looking to either give Akira Isesele an opportunity to bowl, or, okay, definitely, I just guessed it right. Akira Isesele should be the one bowling this particular over. And there you have it on the screen. The tall, lanky man from Edo State. First ball bowled by Akira Isesele is a white ball. They need to cut off these extras. The extras also are part of the runs. So they need to find a way to ensure that these extras do not pile up and become a problem for them. Oh, lovely shots, but could not go past Waris, who was at covers. Good ball control there by Akira Isesele. Giving the off-cutter. It seems like Olale Elijah is having a little bit of a trouble playing the back foot shot. Up in the air, can that be taken? No, just a single. Peter Aho was a little bit wideish at the long on region. Just look at that again. Peter had to run deep to pick up that ball. Should have been a little bit straighter, but rather Isaac Okpe moved him wideish. And a single was taken off that. Very well played. Straight to Isaac Okpe at deep mid-wicket. All this two needs to do at this point is just keep rotating the strike. No worry about hitting the boundaries. Just keep the ball ticking. As long as you're within the 6 mark region, you will definitely get above 130. Oh, good placement. Would that race to the boundary? They take the first one quick, and they will be taking the second one. And after the last ball, you'll be hearing the man who has all the statistics. Most of the time, I just like to just run the ball per ball commentary while I give him his flowers to run the statistics and all information that you require. The next voice you'll be hearing is Seun Ajidagba's voice.
Thank you very much, my brother, my friend Abayomi Ayonusi, one of the finest, taking us through those overs. We've come to the end of the 12th over. 79 runs for loss of 3 wickets. The Kings are batting, led by their captain, Sylvester, who has run his race. But the duo of Olaleye Elijah and Chima Akachukwu, call it a pace setter combination. You won't be out of place trying to form a partnership. Currently, they are on 42 runs from 36 balls, 8 shots of half century. David Ankra coming from the cover appeal end into his third over. And then, just when I was about to say he's in search of his first wicket, he decided to tell me to hold on, I've got this covered. David Ankra getting his first wicket. And talking about getting something first, he's also going to be getting his first cap for Team Nigeria as he head to Uganda tomorrow for the competition that they have been invited, the Pearl of Africa series, a 12-day competition, 5 teams in attendance, host Uganda, Nigeria, Namibia, Kenya, United Arab Emirates. It's imperative to say that of all these countries, Nigeria is the least ranked, but then upsets are bound to happen. And congratulations to those who are going to be part of this team, led by Captain Sylvester Okpe, Sulaiman Rushewe, Selim Salau, Solomon Chilemaya, Elijah Olaleye, Danladi Isaac, Akere Isesele, Isaac Okpe, Vincent Adewoye, Peter Hall, Mohammed Taiwo, Prosper Hussaini, David Ankra, Jimo Abdurrahman, and the technical officials of the traveling party, Steve Tikolo, the Gunzy Guns, the high performance manager and the coach, assistant coach John Tamuno, Sheye Olympio, the fitness trainer, Jamal Okechukwu, the data analyst, Timothy Oluwatimileyin, the physio, and of course Kome Agodo, the team manager. Shout out to my brother and my friend Zilibe for doing a fantastic job in ensuring that the image of Nigerian cricket is put out there. Talking about image, we expect this man to put out the good image in the batting crease. Taiwo Mohammed, he wants to run, but no easy call. The brother will not spare him, and that's what cricket teaches you. I was talking about brothers playing cricket. In this game, we have 2 brothers coincidentally playing for 2 different sides. The team that is batting is led by Nigeria's captain, the younger brother, Sylvester Okpe, younger brother to Isaac Okpe, and the wicketkeeper of the fielding side, Moshood Mohammed. He is the elder brother to Taiwo Mohammed. But a sharp contrast between the two at the 22nd National Sport Festival. One went saw and conquered by winning medals. One went saw and didn't conquer by not winning any medal. A tale of Kaduna, Lagos. David Ankra. One of the few players in the Club Cricket Committee League to score a century. We are into the 13th over. Big shout out to Mr. President. God bless you. Mr. Uyo Sano Sawaru Akpata. You've done so well to project the image of Nigerian cricket to the world. No wonder International Cricket Council continues to give us rave review. A virtue of the good works you have done. Lovely placement there by Olale Elijah. Great batting. Your Shina, your Kangai. Good thinking, great products. Just last week, we had the ICC Chair of Associates, Mubashiru Usmani, come to Nigeria, and other presidents from Rwanda, from Kenya, Sierra Leone, Uganda, all were here for a very fruitful meeting. Congratulations for a wonderful host, Nigeria. The two of them are playing against each other now, David and Taiwo. But from tomorrow, they will be talking as teammates going to represent Nigeria. And the teams they will be coming up against: United Arab Emirates, Kenya, Uganda, and Namibia. Let me quickly run you through the bowling scorecard of the Eagles. Aziz Waris is the one leading the bowling. Has 2 wickets to his credit, 30 runs, 12 dot balls, 4 overs. Hussaini Prosper has 1 wicket to his credit, same as David Ankra. But the person with the best economic rate of the bowlers is Folajimi Owolabi, 3.00 economic rate. Yes, he has just bowled 1 over. We are getting into the 14th over. After 13 overs, 81 for 4, 6.23 current run rate. The projected score 125. Akere Isesele. No run there. Waris will not allow. Akere Isesele, the twin of Odion Isesele. He pulled the shots. They want to do 2. But captain says no. There's no way. Olale is just 15 short of half century. Don't forget, there's something for everybody. God bless you, Mr. Uya Akpata. 75,000 best bowler, 75,000 best batter, 75,000 best fielder, 75,000 most valuable player. And one of the shining lights that you'll be watching out for, gold medalist at the 22nd National Sport Festival, Solomon Chile Maya, diminutive but deadly. Pass back to the bowler. Big shout out to the 2 umpires. Umpire Ramon Adelakun and Temitope Oniko Ijaba. I'm yet to see Peter Ho get the ball to bowl. But then they say captains live and die with their decision. He wants to run. But then Daniela Gekum says if you move, you go back and meet your teammate at the pavilion. With keen interest, is watching that game. Sifty Kolo. He has eyes on his players. For now, he has no say in this team. But from tomorrow, when they leave for Entebbe, you have control over this team. You will only be watching out for the players he selected, the 14 Trojans that will be representing the Yellow Grains They go for a single. The Kings, second game, they won by 19 runs. They scored 105. But it seems as if they will surpass that 105 today, because the team that scored the most run has been the Kings, who scored 105. We are looking forward to more runs and an interesting game. They want to do two. It looks risky, but then they do it. They get that two. Sloppy fielding, you want to call it. But then, that's cricket for you. 14 overs gone. They don't care. They'll take anything that comes their way. I told you that the two coaches of these two teams, the batting side is coached by former captain of Nigeria and one of the finest to ever bless us with his batting skills and wicket-keeping skills, Ademola Onikoyi. And coach of this bowling side, the man who just came from Omtex Cricket Academy in India. They call him TJ for short, and TJ is an acronym for Terminal John. We are heading into the 15th over. 85 for 4. Current run rate 6.07. Projected score 121. Karim Ayoku coming from the Court of Appeal end. Karim Ayoku in their first game scored 10 runs with the bats. We'll be hoping to do better than that. One man who scored 49 runs. Unfortunately, it was on a Friday he did it, but we'll have loved to do it on a Saturday. Elijah Saturday Jimmy. How do you score 49? White ball. You are on the brink of scoring 50 and then you score 49. It's usually very painful. Karim Ayoku coming from the Court of Appeal end. He's getting a pep talk from David Ankra. Into his pads. But then sensibly plays it for just one run. Shout out to the first female ground staff in Nigeria's history. Monsurat. And of course, I'm proud of you by virtue of you being a student of the best university in the world, the University of Lagos. But then back to the field of play, all the appeal fell on deaf ears. Temitope Onikoyi was not interested. All she was concerned about is for the game to get on. A bit of obstruction there between Elijah and Karim. But I love the sportsmanship from Karim. Telling Elijah, sorry, it was not intended, it was a mistake. Two good balls to be bowled. And that will bring us to the end of the 15th over. President's Cup Season 2. Just one run, comfortable run they will make. And that's the stress you need to undergo when a right-hand batter and a left-hand batter are batting. You continue to switch. I'm sure Karim will be itching to get the wicket of Taiwo. But Taiwo says no. Will that ball go for 4? Oh, lovely stop there from Akere. Oh, beautiful piece of throw there, straight into the hand of the bowler. To the amazement of his teammates and delight of his coach, Steve Tikolo. See that again on replay. You will appreciate the work ethic of Akere Sesele, one of the reasons the coach selected him among the 14-man squad that will be traveling to Uganda. 15 overs gone, 92 for 4. The current run rate is 6.13. Let me quickly run you through. Salim Salau 4 runs, Ramon Ali 9 runs, Olale Elijah Olayinka 38 runs. He's still batting. Okpe Sylvester, captain, 14 runs. Chima Akachukwu 12. Taiwo Mohammed 6. And you want to look at the partnership between the two, Olaleye and Taiwo Mohammed. Both are going to be representing Nigeria. Taiwo Mohammed and Olale Elijah, they faced 17 balls in between them and they scored 13 runs. The two are currently batting. 5 more overs to go and we'll come to the end of the first innings. Sesele coming from the pavilion end. One thing on his mind: if I cannot get the wicket, let's continue to have the dot balls. Skies it up. Easy as you like. Peter would not drop that for anything. He knows the implication. He knows the weight of what will happen. Unfortunately, Elijah was just some 12 runs short of a half century. That did not happen. Quite unfortunate. Elijah Olaleye, his wicket is gone. And that has brought the total number of wickets to 4. 5, I beg your pardon. The likes of Ramon Ali, Salim Salau, Okpe Sylvester, Chima Akachukwu, and of course, Elijah Olale. See that again on replay. Peter has not really had much activity, but he said this one, I won't allow it to go. .1, and he eventually gets his first wicket. Akere Sesele. In comes Chiemele Udekwe. These are bowlers Nigeria will be relying on when they get to Uganda. Lovely pick from Waris. The 16th over. pause for a while, take a break, rejig, re-energize, and come back bigger, stronger, and better. Oh, place it there. Chiemele Udekwe sending the ball to boundary to bring the total number of runs to 94. 15.4 overs gone. I'm sure you'll be thinking about it. You say, Sele. They do one, they want to do two. But it is Peter. And he said, wait. We always say cricket communication is very important. It depends on the kind of communication you want to use. Is it upward or downward communication? Horizontal or vertical? Or up and down? Whichever one suits you is what you will use. And great communication between the duo of Taiwo Mohammed and Chiemele Udekwe. 15.5 overs gone into the first innings of the President's Cup Season 2. Great batting. But they want to do two because Peter was a bit sloppy with his fielding. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a 101 Dalmatian. 101 for loss of 5 wickets after 16 overs. Taiwo Mohammed has faced 12 balls, scored 9 runs. Chiemele Udekwe is on 200% strike rate. Has faced 3 balls and scored 6 runs. Their current run rate is 6.31. The projected score at this level will be 126. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I will just pause and then I will be back.
We're currently 16.2 overs bowled. And I'm back again to the mic. It's Abayomi, the man with many caps when it comes to cricket production and commentary. One thing Sean failed to say also is that I happen to also be part of the Association of Cricket Umpires and Squarers of Nigeria, both Lagos and the national chapter. So I wear so many caps. The only cap I'm not wearing is the journalism cap, which Sean He's a statistician when it comes to that. And I know one day I'm definitely going to get into that level. But for now, I give him the flowers. Let him continue doing the statistics while I just do the ball per ball commentary. Usain Prosper bowling his third over. It's actually bowled 2.3 overs. Considered 11 runs scored, had 1 wicket. Oh, very well bowled. That's the kind of ball you want to see from a left-hander to a right-hander. Bowling it into the block hole. Forcing the man to go back foot deep into his crease just to be able to dig that ball out. Good use of the wrist there by Udekwe Chiemele. Just like we projected, they should definitely get over the 120 mark because the run rate has not dropped below the 6 points mark. Taiwo Mohammed facing Usain Prosper, left-hander to a left-hander. He goes big. Can that be taken at the boundary ropes? No. That has raced to the boundary for 4. Good timing there. No movement shots. Just look at that gap from the screen and you could judge by where Isaac Okpe was. Just look at that. There was nothing he could do. Even the coach himself had to just find a way to readjust himself. Very well played by Taiwo Mohammed, ensuring that hit straight to the boundary. And that boundary brings us to the end of this particular over. Just look at that timing. That's what you call perfection. Into his block hole. Just look at Prosper's reaction. He knew he had given the freebies to Taiwo Mohammed. What Sheon would say, stand and deliver. A lot of commentators say that in Africa. Giving kudos to our commentators in Africa, likes of Innocent Indahola, Dennis, who will be having the voices in the Uganda Uganda Pearl of Africa T20 tournament. And not to forget our own guys here. Sheon Wajidagba is one. Enderanzo Fem is also there. Would I say I'm also there? That's still for people to say. Into the attack from the pavilion end is the captain himself, Isaac Okpe, as he will be bowling his third over. He has to find a way to cut off these extras. Full this time. Oh, Akire Sesele didn't see that ball into his hands and gave the batter an advantage to take 2 runs. It's 110 for 5. Projected score is now 128. Slower ball towards the leg side. David Ankra will pick that up, allowing the batters again to go for 2. 2 consecutive sloppy fieldings in just 2 balls, making the batters take 2 runs off that. How would they allow the batters convert a single to double? They need to start thinking about the runs. These extra runs at this point in time can be very costly. Very well played on the ground. Usain Prosper at long off for a single. Isaac Okpe having a field change. Moving Waris now to... Okay, he just readjusted Waris now. I think Waris now will be staying at covers proper for the left-hander. Very well bowled, bowling it as an outswing for the left-hander. He might be looking to get the dot balls in this last two balls of Taiwo Mohammed, but Taiwo Mohammed might have other things in mind. Goes down. Can Peter Hawk cut that off? Can he cut it off? Oh no, all he could do was just guide it down to the boundary. Very well timed there by Taiwo Mohammed. Just look at that timing again on the replay. Timed it perfectly. Too much width. Peter Ahor couldn't even use his hand or his legs. And that boundary would take Taiwo Mohammed's total to 18 of 16 balls. And the Kings 11 are now 117 for 5 in 17.5 overs. Good use of the wrist. Shy would do, but Isaac Okpe says, no, I'm not going to throw the ball since it's just the last ball. And after 18 overs, it's 118 for 5. I'm sure the Kings now will be telling themselves, can we sum up at least 120 or 130 so we'll have something to bowl for? Who will be bowling the 19th over, which in cricket is the penultimate over. And the umpire signaling a power play due to time wasting. So at this point in time, they would actually have only 4 players in the 30th, outside the 30th circle. And every other player will be inside the 30th circle. Hussein Prosper to bowl the penultimate over, the 19th over. He has another left-hander to contend with, the man who hit him to the boundary of his last ball, Taiwo Mohammed. Thinking to go big, but his foot was completely away from the ball. He needs to put his foot into the line of the ball if he's actually going to hit that ball. 18.5 overs gone. It's 120, just like we predicted. And it's just the last ball of the 19th over.
Scondep, can Akere Sesele take that comfortably?
No, it's a 6. Very well played there by Taiwo Muhammad. You can see the declaration there by Akere Sesele, and this has been a battle between Taiwo Muhammad and Hussein Prosper. Every last ball Taiwo Muhammad has faced off Hussein Prosper has gone to the boundary. The previous overs, Hussein Prosper both went for a 4, and this one Taiwo Muhammad decided to have another laugh and decides to take that to the boundary for 6. Just look at that powered shot. Akere Sesele thought he could bring that back in, but that has gone to the boundary for 6, and that 6 brings us to the end of the 19th over as it's 126 for 5. Taiwo Muhammad is 26 of 21 balls. Odekwe Chiemele is 13 of 12 balls. And we have 6 good balls left to be bowled in this innings. Quickly just see that 6 again before. Just look at that. Very timed, powerfully struck. No movement. Taiwo Muhammad, very well done. Chiemele Odekwe trying to attack Isaac Okpe. First ball is a dot ball. Isaac needs to ensure that he gets at least a very good minimum of 4 dot balls just to keep them within the 120 mark. Anything above 130 might be a little bit difficult for his side to chase. Goes Dave down, but he has David Ankara and Peter Horto. David picks it up, but the batters quick on their feet will have 2 comfortable runs in the pocket. Towards the offside. Can that race to the boundary? No, it doesn't. Been stopped there by Hussein Prosper. But they'll take 2 runs. Oh, beg your pardon, it actually took 3. Good running in between the wickets by the 2 batters. 3 runs taken. Gives them a total of 5 runs already. And it takes the tally to 131 for 5. 3 balls. Emphasis on 3 good balls left to call this innings to an end. On the leg side, drags it on, and they're trying to go for the second one, a run-out chance. Karim Ayoku wasn't quick enough to throw the ball back, and they take a double for that. Two balls left to be bowled. Isaac Okpe needs to find his rhythm. He needs to bowl those dot balls at this point just to keep them within the 135 mark. And they try to take a single. Ooh! He should have tried hitting it towards the bowler's end. That's all he needed to do. If he had thrown it straight to the bowler's end, he would have had a wicket. Last ball of the first innings. What would be the total? Would it still be 134, or would it go higher than 134? Last ball, Isaac Okpe to Odekwe Chiemele. And that is away. to end the innings with a boundary. Chiemele Udukwe waited for that ball patiently. Just look at that pull shot. He timed it perfectly well. And that way, we have come to the end of the first innings. The Kings losing 5 wickets in 20 overs, 138. The Eagles need 139 runs in 20 overs. And quickly, before I take a break, let's see the match summary. Olaleye Elijah top scoring with 38 of 40 balls. Taiwo Mohammed second with 28 of 23 balls. Udikwe Chiemele with that boundary to end the innings, 22 of 16 balls. And Aziz Wariz topping the bowling chart with 2 of 30 runs in 4 overs. Hussein Prosper 1 wicket, 23 runs, 4 overs. And David Ankra 1 wicket, 14 runs, 3 overs. That's the size of the first innings. Shane Wajidagba and myself will be back for the second innings as we take a breather in the second edition of the President's Cup 2025.
I will not fail to give kudos to the real MVPs, and I'm talking about the ground staff. If they don't prepare the ground, there won't be any game. Mark, Abu, and Monsurat, the trio, have done a fantastic job in ensuring that this ground is playable for us. And the second innings is about to get underway, and you can see at the middle the ground staff working their socks up in ensuring that things go on smoothly. I've also seen the treasurer, call him the financial secretary of the Club Cricket Committee League, and one of the finest umpires in Africa, a level 3 umpire with ICC Africa, Olumide Akintokun, having a conversation with the first female ground staff in Nigeria, Monsurat, and he's also having a conversation with the 2 umpires. Call him an umpire mentor. He won't be out of place. Temitope Onikoyi Jabbar and Ramon Adelakun, having a tete-a-tete with them and wishing them all the best. In the second innings, it's the King 11 versus the Eagles 11. The Kings 11 won the toss and elected to bat, and that was the decision of Sylvester Okpe, the captain of Nigeria and former under-19 captain. The match summary of what happened in the first innings: Olayinka Elijah Olaleye, national team player en route to Uganda, scored 38 runs off 40 balls. Taiwo Mohammed, another national team player, scored 28 runs off 23 balls. And Chiemele Udekwe scored 22 runs off 16 balls. And for the bowling, Aziz Waris, under 19 player, 2 wickets for 30 runs in 4 overs. Hussaini Prosper, 1 wicket for 23 runs in 4 overs. And David Ankra, 1 wicket for 14 runs in 3 overs. And one interesting thing that would gladden the heart of Steve Tikolo, the high performance manager and the coach of national team of Nigeria, Kenyan International. If you look at this match summary of the 6, only 1 is not going to Uganda. Olaleye Elijah is traveling to Uganda. Taiwo Mohammed is traveling to Uganda. Chiemele Udekwe is traveling to Uganda. Hussaini Prosper is traveling to Uganda. And David Ankra is traveling to Uganda. 5 out of the 6 are going to Uganda. I'm sure this will be gladdening to the heart of Steve Tikolo. And in comes the duo of Moshood Mohammed and, of course, Daniel Agiekum. But people call him Ajekum, but his name is Agiekum. Shout out to Mark and Abu, our ground staff, amazing guys. What does Daniel and Moshood have in common? I don't like going back to this, but the stats are there for everyone to see. Both of them participated at the last National Sports Festival for different Southwest teams, Lagos and Ogun. Played in the 50 overs game, played in the T20, played in the 6-a-side. But hey, no medal to show for it. But I'm sure Coach Tamuno John will have something to show if these two stay in the batting crease. Taiwo Mohammed coming from the Court of Appeal end into his first over. The target is 139. Great starts. Wish all our national team players all the best. The guys, Vincent Adewoye, Chiemele Udekwe, Taiwo Mohammed, David Ankra, Akere Isesele, Prosper Hussaini, Peter Hall, Isaac, Sylvester Okpe. We wish all the best. We hope you put Nigeria on the world map for the positive reasons. .139 runs is required from 119 balls. I'm being joined by my brother, my friend. First time we'll be having a tete-a-tete. Before we're running commentaries separately. But the second innings, which is the very pivotal inning, both of us will be jointly doing this. Great to have Abayomi and Yonusi back on the comms box. Abayomi, I was going to ask you a question. Prior to this game, the highest run we saw from any team was this Kings 11, who scored 105. And I was tempted to ask, is it a case of the bowlers making life unbearable for the batters in the batting crease? Or the batters were not applying themselves in the batting crease? Which would you want to run with?
So, Sheo, I wouldn't run with either. The two sides, what you just mentioned, it actually works in two ways, especially in cricket. The batting cartel would definitely ensure that they put up a very big total, and even the bowling side would also ensure that they put up a very good fight. So cricket works around in all different angles, Sheo. The batting, the bowling, the fielding, even the wicket keeping. That's one thing a lot of people keep failing to forget. The wicketkeeper also has a major role to play. So, Sheo, all in all, it's just about the teamwork. So if the Kings 11 are doing extremely well with the whole department, then I don't see why they shouldn't win this tournament.
And maybe a further question to that. We've seen an improvement in the batting. They scored 138 and they played out all their overs. They didn't lose all their wickets. And I think that's also commendable. They only lost 5 wickets. With what you are seeing from this Eagles 11, do you think they are a side that can achieve this 139 off 119 balls?
So to portray more, Sheo, yesterday the total number of runs they scored was below 100, and they struggled so hard. It was just a complaint of how wet the pitch is. Now the pitch is quite hard. You need to see these two batters stay in there, take advantage of the first power play, Sean, like we always say. Take advantage of the power play. If they can score anything above a 50 or a 60 in the power play, Sean, I don't see why they shouldn't be able to chase down the targets that has been given to them. But anything below 50, Sean, and losing at least 2 wickets is going to put much pressure on them, because we're looking at their team list. They don't have much depth in terms of batting.
They need these two guys to be there. Moshood Mohammed, the elder brother of Taiwo Mohammed. But then in cricket, family matters don't come to play.
Taiwo, I beg your pardon. Daniel Agekum needs to actually be patient. He doesn't need to run off every ball. Seems like he just wants to take off almost on every ball, but there was no run there. He needs to understand that it's not just him batting alone. He also has Moshood. Now, interestingly, Sheo, it's a battle of brothers. The junior brother has a weapon to actually go after his senior brother. And I just said it. How would you say this, Sheo? In cricket, we call it the commentator's curse. I was just about to say that would Taiwo Mohammed be able to go against his brother with that ball, and he has just done it, Sheo. The off-stump bills flying, and Moshood has to take that long walk back to the boundary. Before you go on that show, just imagine if it was your younger brother that bowled you like this. What would you do to him when you get home?
It's the game of cricket. And you know, one thing I've always appreciated in cricket, it talks about discipline. See that again on replay. It talks about discipline. It talks about professionalism. Cricket is one of the few sports you can be an umpire of Team Nigeria, and Nigeria is playing, and you are the one umpiring that game. You don't put sentiment into it. You have to be professional. When the need arises for you to say a batter is out, you need to raise that index finger. And when you need to say a batter is not out, you have to stand your ground. Unlike other sports, case in point football, if Nigeria is playing, you will never find a Nigerian referee at the center because they will think maybe there might be a compromise. Basketball, other sport. But in cricket, you will be put there to go and officiate even when your country is playing. And the height of professionalism is what they expect you to bring into play. So it's quite unfortunate that Taiwo Mohammed had to get the wicket of Moshood. It's what the sport requires. He's being sent there to do a job. Don't forget, there is the extrinsic form of motivation that comes along with it. Mr. President, God bless you, Mr. Uyakpata. He has placed a price tag of 1 million naira on the winning side. And so they want to win. In comes Akere Isesele.
Let's talk about statistics, Shewan. Let's talk about strategy. You and I have run commentary in Nigeria for the past 3 years, and we've always made emphasis on taking advantage of the power play. You and I have also agreed that anytime you're taking advantage of the power play, anything below a 30, you might struggle to get above 100. Now, do you think
Did you say 30? Power play?
Power play, depending on how good the bowlers are. Let's take it off. Very well played. No, let's take a single for that. Sure, I like being realistic. I'm not trying to say they can't go above a 50 or above a 60, but you don't expect the bowlers to toss the ball to them. You expect them to bowl the ball to them. So I'm just giving them, give or take, you should be around the 30-40 mark in the first 6 overs. However, we've noticed that in Nigeria, the first power play, even at club level, has become a very serious issue. What do you think that the coach of the national team, Steve Tikolo, would be telling the players as they travel out to Uganda tomorrow?
And so you're talking about a man who is vastly experienced, a man who has played at the highest level of cricket. Nothing comes close to you playing in a World Cup semi-final.
Before you continue, Sheon, there's been this question I've been running through my head. Has Steve Tikolo ever played the T20 tournament? Ever? I don't
yes.
think. Are you sure? I don't think he has.
He has played a T20 that is not competitive.
Okay. So
he has played a T20 that is not competitive. Don't forget that T20 is just a new format of cricket that was brought by International Cricket Council to make the game more appealing and more interesting to the fans. We even have a T10 these days. So it's just a way of making the game more interesting. The man is vastly experienced, and so you can be rest assured that all he will be telling his players is, guys, go out there and give it your best shot. Go and give it your best. The 14-man squad, you have players that you can analyze that are very good with the bat. You talk about players like Solomon Chilemaya, you talk about players like Selim Salau, you talk about players like Sulaiman Rushe, Vincent Adewoye, Sylvester Okpe, Isaac Okpe, Chemile Udekwe, Taiwo Mohammed, David Ankra. The list is endless. These are guys who can, do something with the bat. But just talking about doing something with the bat, we saw something great from Daniel Agekum off the bowling of Chemile Udekwe. His teammates, just some months ago at the National Sport Festival, they were teammates playing together for Team Ogun. But now they are playing for different teams. 7 for loss of 1 wicket. Chemile Udekwe into the second over, coming from the pavilion end.
He'll just take a single for that. The Eagles 11 will need this pair to stay there for at least 7 overs and put up 60 runs on the board, which gives the likes of David Ankara, Isaac Okwe to actually go in there and be all explosive if they actually have a chance of winning this game. Personally, if I'm the captain, I'll just tell the boys, guys, look, take the 1 million naira prize money off your head. Let's win this game first. If you take it ball per ball, you will be able to hit the target.
The last time Daniel Agekun played, he scored 15 runs. Oh, beautiful piece of bowling, Chemele Udekwe. And his coach, Tamuno John, will be expecting him to do more than what he did.
Let's put it this way, Sheon. Chemele Udekwe is an opening bowler with a new ball. Isaac Okwe is an opening bowler with a new ball. Hussein Prosper is an opening bowler with a new ball. Peter Aho is an opening bowler with a new ball. What would you think will be running through the mind of Sylvester Okwe when he travels tomorrow in terms of his peers, of those who will be holding the new ball for the national team?
Let me tell you something. In answering your question, I just want to go back to one of my respected professors, Professor Clement Oluseun Fason, who was telling us about the style of leadership. We have the traditional style of leadership and we have the modern style. He will tell you there is autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. And there is the transformational, there is the multidimensional, and the other part. But he said the best style of leadership is situational. Situation will determine what you want to do. You might decide to start with a spinner. So it's not hard and fast rule to say, oh, lovely run out chance, but then it didn't happen. There is no rule that says you must start with a pace bowler in cricket. As a captain, you can decide to say you want to start with a spinner. And so the situation of the game will determine what Captain Sylvester will do. Like we always say, captains live and die with their decisions. So it is the job of Captain Sylvester Okwe, who is vastly experienced, to decipher what he wants to do when they get to the field. I will not think for him because I'm not a captain. I have not even led my family, so I can't think for somebody who has played at the highest level of cricket at the junior level, which is the World Cup. So for me to be thinking for Sylvester or Isaac, I will be doing a lot of disservice because both of them are different captains. You saw what Isaac did. Isaac started with Waris, but now he is starting with a pace bowler. He has not even used a spinner at all. I mean Sylvester himself. So it's the decision to say this is what I want to do. But talking about decision, after 2 overs, they are 10 for loss of 1 wicket. They need 129 runs in 108 balls. Their current run rate is 5.00, but what is required is 7.17. And the sad thing about cricket is the more dot balls you get, the more that required run rate continues to jack up.
Definitely right, Shell. Sylvester Okwe has just 2 boundary riders, one at backward of point and deep mid-wicket. First ball by Chuba Akachukwu is a white ball. But with what I see, I think the man at the boundary is more of deep square leg rather than deep mid-wicket. And you have Daniel Agekun in the crease, so he's probably telling Chuma Akachukwu, don't bowl it short of a good length where you have to make him pull. Bowl it more of outside the off-stump line, 2 consecutive wides. I don't think this is the plan. And again, if I'm looking at the field sets, they have too many fielders very close to the bat. They need to move these players back, especially allowing them to stay in the 30th circle. Exactly what I was about to say. Ndubem has just moved back, who was standing at covers. The more you stay closer to the bat, the more you allow the batter to actually push for a single.
I think this is much better. That's the first good ball he'll be bowling, and you can see Coach Ademola Oniko is standing close to his player, Richard Ifeanyi Ubo, the first player in Nigeria's history to get a player of the match at a World Cup, and that was against Japan. Plays it up.
Whose car is that, Chill? Whose car is that? We said it in the first innings, and we just knew it was definitely going to hit someone's car. Chimezie Onwuzulike is trying to see whose car is that, but that was a lovely shot played by Daniel Agekum. I said it, Chill. You don't bully shot of a good length for Daniel Agekum. He's going to pull you down towards deep long on. I'm wondering if that's the president's car. It is the president's car. It is the president's car. Let's see that shot again, Chill. Let's see that again from the replay. Just look at it, perfectly timed. Waited for the outswing. Just look at it, perfectly timed. Whoa. I don't think it actually hit the windshield. At this point, the president will be calling his driver to actually pull off his car. Show is just stunned.
I'm stunned because I know the worth of the car. Not even the prize money could fix that car if anything goes south. But I'm just happy that nothing is going south as regards that shot that was played by Daniel Agekum. And we said it that he needs to be in that batting crease for a longer period. And the more Chima does that to Daniel, the more he will punish him. You know, Chima and Daniel used to be in the same club. Those days at Ibejule Cricket Club 1, where Chima was the captain before he left.
Sean, just look at that lovely covers drive by Daniel Agekum. Perfectly timed into the middle of the bat.
I you know, quickly, it's quite unfortunate that Daniel is not among the traveling party to Uganda. But then he'll be saying to himself, well, even if I'm not traveling, I need to just still show Steve Tikolo white ball. This is gradually becoming an expensive over that I can still be part of this squad. One thing I need to say quickly, this is not the end of the tournament. This is just a preparatory tournament for the big one coming up in Harare, Zimbabwe, where that will be the qualifiers for the T20 World Cup. And so there is still a room. This is gradually becoming an expensive over. The square leg umpire already declaring 4 runs. I'm thinking aloud. In cases like this, you begin to ask yourself, Captain Sylvester, will he entrust Chima with the ball, or you just tell him, hold on, hold it a bit, hold it a bit?
Thank you very much for going back to that. Very well played by Daniel Agekum, playing that on the back foot. You know, Sheo, I had the intention of asking you that question. That I asked you the question earlier, you gave a theological answer to it, and now you're not seeing the practical reality of it. That, look, was it the right call to have actually given a medium pace bowler who doesn't really have a control over the ball? And then, not to forget, you have a fantastic batter like Daniel Agekum in the middle.
This is an expensive over. 17 runs in that over. And that has astronomically jacked up the run rate.
And you know the good thing about it, Sean, it takes that pressure off them in this over they are going to be facing, because just like we said, in the sixth over, in the power play, you need to have at least between the 50 to 60 runs, which means they're going to technically take it 10 runs per over. So if they're actually calculating, they already know that they already have 3 runs left to play in this third over. So even if they gather the dots ball, they just need to get 3 runs to actually secure the whole thing.
After 2 overs, there were 10 runs for loss of 1 wicket. but fast track to the third over. They are now 27. That means they considered 17 runs in that over. Quite expensive. At this juncture, it looks like the tournament organizer, the facility manager, and the chairman of Akusin Lagos, if my memory serves me right, I hope I'm not incorrect, and the secretary of the National Association of Cricket Umpires and Scorers in Nigeria, in the time past, Mr. Rickson Tete. Oh, lovely shot, one day taking them on. If you face me, I will face you. That's what is going on. Rickson Tete joins us here. Good evening, Rickson.
Hi, Sean. Good evening. Good evening, viewers all over the world.
How excited are you? What role are you playing in the President's Cup? I know you're a big man. What's your role so that the people can understand better?
Okay, I'm privileged to be the tournament director for this President's Cup.
You see, I got it right. Did I get the fact that you are the chairman of Akusin Lagos branch?
Yes, I'm still the chairman of Lagos.
But you used to be the secretary for national.
Yes, I'm the immediate past secretary for national body.
How excited are you seeing this competition, and what can you say about Mr. President? What's not enough to qualify his magnanimity? What can you say about this tournament, starting from Friday leading to today?
Okay, so for us at the NCF, it's exciting to see that we have the best of the players across the country, 36 of the best players across Nigeria, competing for the President's Cup. You know, at first it came as just last year, when we celebrated the President's birthday, 60th birthday, it was like, okay, we can organize the tournament for the elite players in Nigeria. And few weeks back, we were discussing some other things, and I said, oh, let's continue this tournament and let's see how we can make it something that will be of a national and international recognition. And that's why we came up with season 2. So for a fact that's come to stay, to keep getting better, there are ideas behind this that will come up before the next edition, where we hope to see even more players come up, and also international players come around and grace this occasion. Lovely shot there by Akewe, who just made his slot back into the national side. It's making us know that yes, I deserve that call up back into the national side. Lovely straight drive down to the boundary.
Ricky, you know these players so well. You relate with them. You've seen the 14-man squad traveling to Uganda for the competition that will soon start, the Pearl of Africa series, UAE, Nigeria, Namibia, Kenya, and of course Uganda. Your thoughts about the Nigerian squad, the 14-man squad?
You know, the team of about 21 has been in camp for about 3 weeks. So it's been a tall order for the coaching crew and selectors. So I've picked out 14 out of that 21 players. I'm telling you, I've been here with them for the past 3 weeks. They've all performed. All 21 players have performed. So to pick out this 14, it means that's the best of the best. So hopefully we'll go to Uganda as the lowest ranked team, and I'm sure we'll get some good results over there in Uganda.
Finally, before I let you go, because I know you are a man of many parts, aside from these players playing, the extrinsic form of reward which comes with this thing, the most valuable player, the best batter, the best fielder, the best bowler, all going home with 75,000 naira each. The winner goes home with ₦1 million. The second place team goes home with 675,000. The third place team goes home with 410,000. Just imagine what that money would do to a team. You know, it's very, very huge. The amount of money that is committed to this tournament, if my memory serves me right, should not be nothing less than 5 million naira.
Yes. Plus another lovely 6 runs by Adeku Daniel. You know, it was the surprise of this 14-man list when we didn't see his name in the team. But you can see what I told you about the tough decisions made by the coaching crew and the electors to pick out the 14. If someone like Adeku is not in the team, you know that yes, there's depth in the batting squad and the bowling squad. So for me, the president has thought it wise to do a reward system for the competitors and players of this tournament. and it will get better. Like you said, to get better. This is just like last year. We also gave cash awards to the winners also, but it wasn't up to this. You can see that the tournament is worth over $3,000. So it's not something that was planned thoroughly from even the umpire that gets an upgrade.
And the commentators too. I was going to preempt you.
Of course, definitely it's a total package. So
yes.
Everyone involved will also get something to
so that we are not lonely at the top, like Ashake will say.
Yeah, definitely. So everybody, that was close. Everybody involved in the tournament will get something. You can see that also like refreshments, a buffet sets after the tournament for the players to.
And we have lots of dignitaries in attendance.
Exactly. So it's like a 2-in-1. So these are also a send forth for the players who are traveling tomorrow to Uganda also. So that's the whole package in one.
I was going to say that was the last question, but something just prompted me. I was having a conversation with Vincent Adewoye, trying to troll him, one of the versatile players in the squad, and I'm saying you guys are not good enough to play in this final. And I'm talking about the Warriors, led by Sulaiman Rushewe. And he said, no, we played our 2 matches, we won 1 and lost 1, but we are rooting for the team in yellow, led by Sylvester Isaac Okpe, that if they win, then we stand a chance of becoming the champion. And so we are rooting for them. So there is an outside chance that they can still win. And with the way Akere and Daniel are batting, they are batting like people who are high on something. And it looks like they want to win this game. And if they win this game, then it means that they will be champion, the Warriors. Who did even play today?
So that's why it's the beauty of the best players. You can't predict the outcome of any game. The first game that was also streamed live, we saw the team of Sulaiman won the Warriors. And now you could see that the guys in the Kings defeated Sulaiman's team. And now it's open now. If the team in yellow as it seems defeats the team in red, then I can tell you that it's anybody's score because it's not boiled down to net run rate. So right now we don't know who the winner is. We don't know who will go on with the whooping sum of $1 million. So it's still very open. So it's like a winner take all team. So you have to watch the game till the very last ball. So for me, that's the excitement of playing among the best of the best.
I was going to release you, but you are an interviewer's delight. We've come to the end of the 5th over, 51-1. Myself and Abayomi, including Dennis Musali, Innocent Daula, Bob, Bashir Songa, we have always advocated for taking advantage of the power play. It shows that this team have taken good advantage of the power play. You don't want to envy someone like Ademola Onikoyi, who is moving up and down like somebody who has misplaced money. You can see that his mind is not at rest, unlike Tamuno John, the coach of the batting side. What do you say about the power play and your thoughts about, is there still a way for this bowling side to swing the pendulum back to their side?
Okay, so from this, it shows that the batting team really have a target for the power play. Going at 10 per over against a bowling side that has Chimile Odekwe, that has Sylvester Okwe, that has Mohamed Taiwo, that has Chima Akachuku. So you can see that they have a target. Going at 10 per over this rate, for me, it's almost a done deal. But you know, at cricket, it's never over until the very last ball. Just a couple of dot balls and wickets, the pendulum will swing back.
I saw England versus India, the 5 matches for the women yesterday. 2 balls, 2 runs to win. It was at the last ball that they won that game. So sometimes cricket can be very funny.
Yeah, so you can see that it go anyway, but at this point now, the batting side is looking strong to win the game. But you can't take it away. Once the bowlers get their rhythm back and wickets start coming in, I can tell you that the game can swing to any team. But for me, I think the batting side has this game to lose because you still have a couple of good batters warming up. You see David at the player stand doing some throwdowns. You have Isaac over there. You have a couple of good batters who are also there. So the game is now for the batters to lose. Oh, that's it. They call that an uppercut behind. behind the keeper down to fine leg for a 4-1. Oh, lovely shot by Daniel Ageku.
I want to thank you very much, the chairman of Association of Cricket Umpires and Scorers of Nigeria Lagos branch, immediate past Secretary General of the National of Accusing, and the tournament director of the President Cup Season 2, our very own Rickson Tete. We simply call him Ganjerian. He's usually turning between Ghana and Nigeria, the Jollof battle. But he said, I've come to stay. We die here in Nigeria. Now we run this town. Thank you very much, Rickson Tete. We're done with him. Quite explicit interview. 83 runs in 88 balls. About me, we never envisaged this.
Sheon, you know, I said it after the fall of that first wicket. I said they need these two players to at least put up 70 to 80 runs within the 7 overs. And these guys, it's like they just listened to me while you were off and while they were in the crease. And that is what they've been doing. You can look at Daniel Ageku. He's currently 32 off 17 balls. This man has been on blazing. I'm sure at the back of the national team's coach, he'll be telling himself, is it possible for him to actually take down a player and probably bring him back up into the squad?
And you know, the most deadly thing that is happening, or the astonishing thing that is happening, is you don't want to see batters who are rotating strikes. That is the worst thing to ever happen to any fielding side, where you have batters who are rotating strike. And you can imagine Daniel Ageku, 33 runs off 18 balls. Akere Isesele has faced 14 balls and has scored 20 runs. These two guys are combining to do damage.
Starenik, no. Salim Salau dropped that catch. I can't believe he dropped that catch. Just look at it again on the replay. Dropped that catch. That was a golden opportunity. That was the wicket they needed. They needed to get Akere Isesele out, because the moment he starts accelerating, he becomes destructive. And Salim Salau is probably going to bite his fingers if this game does not go in his team's favor.
You can say that again in cricket. You don't give a second life, and you want to recall the song of the band, I'm on top of the world, you only have one life to live. But then you don't give a second life. Akere has got his second life and his second chance to continue to bat. I hope he doesn't hurt this team. Oh, good stop there. It's almost looking like that 138 runs was a child's play. And look at that again. The current partnership between Ageku and Akere Isesele. They faced 32 balls in between them and they've scored 57 runs. This is going gung-ho.
If my memory serves me right, Sheo, I think this is the highest partnership we've seen in today's game. If I'm 100% correct, I think yes I am. This is the highest we've seen. The highest we saw was 48 in the first innings, but this is technically the highest between both of them. And to make it interesting, in just 32 balls, these guys are going fire blazing just for extras, being bold, and they're already at the 58th mark. Showing they've really done extremely well. Now this is where the test is. You still have 1 over to actually make sure your team gets across that 65 mark. If they get across that 65 mark, they have a chance to bring the likes of Isaac Okwe and David Ankra to go fire blazing.
And you can see a worried coach in Ademola Onikoyi having a conversation with Taiwo Mohammed. He wished he had an opportunity to talk to them, but the captain now has to take responsibility into his first over. Sylvester coming from the Court of Appeal end, he needs to cut down the run rate.
You know, the interesting part of it is, if I were these two batters, I wouldn't bother attacking Sylvester, because already at this point in time he has opened up the field, so an opportunity to attack him might become very costly. What you rather do is, just like you said, Sheon, and you just saw it. Sheon, I said it, do not attack Sylvester Okwe. I was just about to say, rotate the strikes. That is all you need. You don't need to go after Sylvester Okwe because he's definitely going to turn the ball perfectly well, and that is what he has done. Daniel Agekum, the big wicket, and you can see the jubilation from Sylvester's side.
You need that wicket because Daniel Agekum was the aggressor of the two batters. You see that again on replay. He was tempted to go out for that ball and he lost his wicket. He would have loved to continue to bat, and as it seems, or as it stands, no player is yet to score 50 runs. The closest is Elijah Jimmy Saturday, who scored 49. We're thinking Olaleye Elijah, another Elijah, was going to get to 50. Unfortunately, he could not. We're thinking Daniel Agekum, at the pace he was going, he was going to get there, but no. But now comes the captain of the Eagles 11. It's a brother to brother battle. It happened in the first innings, and we're going to see a repeat of that in the second inning.
It's not actually, it happened again in the first over where the junior brother bowled to the senior brother, and now you're having the junior brother bowl to the senior brother again. I just hope Isaac wouldn't lose his wicket before they say that it's a commentator's curse.
But again, if you want to go by precedence, the younger brother won the battle. The younger brother won the battle, the first battle we saw, and that was Taiwo Mohammed getting the wicket of Moshood Mohammed. So if we are going to run by that narrative, I am not saying that Sylvester is going to get the wicket of Isaac. But if we are going to go by that narrative,
yeah. By that narrative. Isaac Okwe just saw his brother off the last ball of the 7th over. As it's now 59 for 2. Into the attack from the pavilion end is Ndube. Elam Chuku. It's going to be bowling the 8th over. At this point in time, it might look like the run rate is definitely going to be cut down, bringing in 2 spin attack just immediately after the power play on the ground. They'll just take a single for that. Isaac Okwe needs to rotate the strike. They need to keep that ball ticking. The moment they drop the pendulum, it might become a little bit difficult for them in the last 5 overs, which will be very crucial in determining the winner of this game. Very well bowled by Ndobemi. Interestingly to say, Isaac Okwe was the captain of Government College Ibadan Old Boys Cricket Club, and has his player bowling to him in person of Ndobemi. Oh, that was close. Oh, run out chance at the bowler's end. Oh, what a fumble. Just look at that again on the replay. He should have stayed behind the stumps. He didn't need to stay in front of the stumps. All he needed to do was stay behind the stumps, and that would have been a run out. Akere Sesele would have been taking the long walk back to the dugout, and you can see the 2 batters telling themselves, look, it takes 2 to run. It was Akere's call, actually, because the ball was right behind Isaac Okwe.
one was criminal, but I don't know what you call 2 when you are given a second chance. I only know that you don't give one chance in cricket because it might prove costly. And I recall years ago, back in 2013, at Willemore Cricket Ground, Nigeria versus Sierra Leone in South Africa. Sean Phillips was dropped when he was on 3 runs. And Abayomi, he went on to score 103 not out. And for every time he hit a 4 or a 6, the captain, Kamara, kept shouting, "You drop Sean, you drop Sean." And I hope that this team, the Kings, will not be shouting, "You drop Akere, you drop Akere." That was a brilliant attempt there by Chiemele Udekwe. See that again on replay. Dived with that ball. You can say that they are overachieving the batting side because they require 76 runs in 71 balls.
Sure, it's not over until it's over.
I just said they are overachieving because what is required is 6.42, but their current run rate is why I'm saying that they are overachieving. Their current run rate is 7.71, and what was required is 6.42.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Shell. But nonetheless, it's still a long way. The dot balls are beginning to accumulate as the spinners are into the attack. Sylvester Okpe from the cut of Abiland.
And one thing they must avoid is the fact that the balls that is required is commensurate with the runs. That will be costly, and it's almost looking like that. The number of runs that is required and the number of balls. And look at what I'm talking about. Abayomi, if you see that again on replay, they need 71 runs from 68 balls. That means just 3 runs short of ball per run, and that will be costly for the bowling side.
Because they need to find how to gather more dot balls to put pressure back onto the batting side, because they still have David Ankra still sitting in the dugout. We know how deadly David Ankra can be when he settles into the crease. Up in the air, can that be taken? Maximum show.
I saw it from the flight of that ball, and that is the same Akere Isesele who was dropped on 2 different occasions. Who they bowl, they bats.
You know what, Sheon? These 6s are now becoming costly. And just like I said, when Salim Salah dropped Akere Isesele, would he be biting his fingers if his team loses today's game? Because he needed to take that catch. That wasn't an offer, but that 6 was perfectly timed, Sheon, into the middle of the bat.
And don't forget that there is something in it for everybody. There's still a winner for MVP, best fielder, best batter, best bowler. 76 for 2. Current run rate 8.44. And what is required, you can see now, 63 runs in 66 balls.
You know, what would be interesting is to say, at this point in time, Sylvester needs 3 maiden overs to just take the pressure off himself. But not to forget, he still needs wickets, because the Eagles have wickets at hand.
they will do 2. The pickup itself is enough to do 2. Can I just ask this question about me? I've been pondering over it. Was it a case of underrating this batting side, the Eagles 11? Because the first game that they played, they scored 71 all out.
Shell, this is the wicket. Just as about you were about to say, did you underrate the batting side in the first game? The bowling side decided to answer your question, and the Akere Isesele has just been bowled by Elochukwu off that beautiful off spin, beating both the bat and the pad and passing through that gate. And he, Akere Isesele, has to take that long walk back to the dugout.
I was just about to say, was it a case of underrating their opponents? Because the first game that the Eagles 11 played, they scored 71 all out in 16.1 overs, and the top batter had to be this man who is going to be making his international debut for Nigeria in Uganda, David Ankra. He scored 21 runs off 18 balls, 1 4 and 2 6s, and the closest to him was Daniel Agekum, who scored 15 runs, and Karim Ayoku, who scored 10 runs. But today, it's a different thing entirely. No team had ever scored 138, but now they scored 138, and they require 60 runs from 63 balls.
Technically, at this point in time, Sheon, if I'm Isaac Okwe, I'll be telling David Ankra, you know what? Let's just keep protecting the strikes. We have 3 balls to spare to actually get to our targets before we start doing it 1 run per ball. So if they're lucky to have loose balls, take advantage of the loose balls. If you have those balls within your arc, you take them for a single. Do not try to play across the line of the ball, or do not try to do anything silly, because these two can actually drive the team home.
Shout out to our 2 umpires, Emitopo Nikoi Jabar and umpire Ramon Adelakun. We are almost inching closer to the end of this game, and then we'll get into presentation. You heard all what Rickson Tete said about this competition into his pad, but then he gets 1 run. About me, each time I see a white pad, I cringe, because I think that I'm no longer used to white pad anymore. It's One Day International. This is what you see when Zimbabwe took on South Africa and India taking on England.
So I'm going to correct you there, Sean. Yes, they did take on South Africa, but they took on, according to the news I read, they took on a schoolboy team, defeated, humiliated. In fact, there was no adjective that wasn't used by the Zimbabwean newspaper that lost to what they tagged as a schoolboy cricket team. A South Africa team that did not have 8 regular players in that test side. So it seems like test cricket is not for anyhow team.
You can't blame the South Africans. They've been knocking on the door of success. They eventually got it. They lost the female World Cup final, the T20, to New Zealand, surprisingly. They lost the male T20 final to India. They won the test competition against Australia, and that was huge. Shout out to my brother and my friend Themba Bavuma for leading the line. He's been maligned, he's been castigated, but he actually led his team over the line. So they are still riding on that momentum. And so when they met a Zimbabwean side who even struggled at the last qualifiers and didn't qualify for the World Cup, then you want to say that, to be honest, while we regard Zimbabwe as the 2nd best team in Africa, they are nowhere near the South Africans.
Into the attack from the Court of Appeal is Sylvester Okwe. Two dot balls already shown. This is not piling up. Required run rates now is 6 runs per over. And the current run rate is 7.74, 59 or 58 balls. You know what I said, Sean? 2 overs before now, I said Sylvester Okpe needs at least 3 maiden overs. Would this be the first maiden over he'll be getting?
And you know it's not possible for them to get 3 maiden overs.
He has already bowled 3. He has already bowled 3 balls already.
But I'm also saying that it's not possible for them to get 3 maiden overs. These 2 batters would not allow that because they know the more they continue to dot, the more pressure it becomes. Now, one thing about cricket is you could see what we were saying before, the number of balls that was required and the number of runs. You only require just 1 ball to change the whole narrative. A 4 or a 6 now, you just see that everything just changes.
Sheon just said it.
Abayomi, always listen to me.
I was hoping not to talk. I tried as much as
I said
possible
just 1
not
ball
to make you talk.
change the entire narrative, and that's the cruel thing about this game called cricket. See that again on replay. How do you explain bowling 5 dot balls and the last ball for you to bowl a maiden over, you were hit for a maximum, and it completely changed the whole narrative, the required run rate, and what see now 53 runs in 54 balls. That means the number of balls they are facing and the number of balls that they require is even 1 shot. That is cricket for you.
Isaac Okpe hitting that straight on the ground for a single off the bowling of Udubem, who is currently bowling his 3rd over. David Ankara seems to be struggling a little in terms of playing those back foot shots. He needs to find the space and just keep it 1 run. Now on the leg side, no is the call by Isaac Okpe, an appeal for an LBW, but from where we stand, we know that ball was definitely drifting down the leg side. Another dot ball, 2 balls left. Just 1 run considered. Definitely it's not going to be a maiden over, but the runs has just dropped. They'll take a single for that. Isaac would be looking to just see if he can score a run off this last ball. It's 52 runs required in 50 balls. On the ground, no is the call, and they take a single for it. Chiemele Udekwe couldn't stop that ball, and Isaac Okpe will be taking the strike for the next over, as it's now 50 runs in 48 balls, 12 overs gone, 89 for 3. And with that dot balls, it brings us to the end of the 13th over, as it's now 95 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. Isaac Okpe is 10 runs off 18 balls, and David Ankra is 8 off 12 balls. And what is required now for them is 44 runs in 42 balls. This still looks doable. A boundary can change the face of the game. One particular over can change the face of the game. One good ball can change the face of the game. And every other thing can go each other's way. But it's 44 runs required in 42 balls. Elumchukwu Ndubem will be bowling from the pavilion end. He has David Ankra, who seems to still be struggling with spinners at the moment. Appeal for LBW, not given. That was very close. Bottom part presented. Let's see that again on the replay. Went forward. I think umpire was right. The bat first before the pads. You could see the umpire's gesture. Pulling his face back. Very well bowled there by Ndubem. Ensuring that David Ankra was asked questions. David Ankra hasn't been able to hit the spin bowlers with the bat while he is trying to do a reverse sweep. He needs to ensure that the ball gets into his bat first before he can start doing anything different. 3 dot balls already. And this should be a leg by. Leg by signal there by the umpire Raymond Adelakun. Isaac Okpe's front foot was completely away from the ball. He needs to put his foot on the front where the ball pitched, but rather he went slightly away. And now the required run rates would definitely be 36 balls for 43 runs. Can they actually get that? It's just a matter of time. And Sylvester Okpe would be happy with himself with what his bowlers have done. And quickly, let's see the bowlers chart. And you can see Sylvester Okpe has used 6 bowlers and he has only bowled 6 extras. The only 3 bowlers that has had 3 wickets are both Taiwo Mohammed, Okpe Sylvester, Ndubem, Elumchukwu David. But the only person who has a very good economy has been Elumchukwu with just 2.03. Now into the attack is probably what David Ankra will be happy about, is a medium pace bowler, Richard Ubo from the Court of Appeal end. Sheon, welcome back.
Thank you very much. I had to go on a recess, re-energize, revitalize, rejig, refresh, and come back bigger, stronger, and better for the penultimate end to this event. They want to do 2. Will he allow? No is a call. In cricket, there must be communication, and I've always emphasized on which of the communication we want to use. Is it the upward and downward communication, horizontal, vertical, or up and down? Whichever one suits you. David Ankra and Isaac Okpe. Much better bowling there from Ifeanyi Ubo coming from the Court of Appeal end into his second over. He has conceded 13 runs. Still in search of a wicket.
Just a single. Good running in between the wicket by the 2 batters. They need to keep rotating the strikes. They need to keep themselves, at least in this over, get at least to the 102 mark. and then ensure that the last 5 overs you go fire blazing. Because if you're not within the 100 mark in the 15th over, then there's a big gap to fill. Up in the air, they'll take the first one. They're trying to look to take the second, and comfortably 2 runs taken. It's just painful to say, Sheon, that in this team, Sylvester Okwe only has 2 spin bowlers, which is himself and Ndubem. Every other bowler he has in this side are pace bowlers. With this point in time, he needs to see if he can get an emergency spin bowler to just cut off that runs. No is the call by Isaac Okpe. Good stop there by Salim Salawu. He knew there was no protection for him at the back, and he had to dive to his left to stop that ball. And you can see Sylvester Okpe coming up to him, and they're going to be having a discussion at this point in time. Who would be getting the ball? Would it be Chima Akachuku, who was very expensive in the second over, or who would it be Chiemele Udekwe? He decides to go for Chiemele Udekwe, who will be bowling the 16th over.
39 runs in 30 balls. They are on 100, and they have just lost 3 wickets.
This is the last tail of the game, show. In every T20, the last 5 overs is usually guns blazing anywhere in the world. At this point in time, teams can probably put up 40, 50, 60 runs. In fact, we've seen even at the IPL where teams in the last 5 overs have put up above 80, 90. Can Isaac and David Ankara do the same to take his team home? Ndubem with the ball. Lovely square cut with that race to the boundary. Yes, what a start by Isaac Okpe.
Great start from Isaac. The intent is clear, and you can hear the noise loud at the pavilion where the players are seated. That noise is not only for the Eagles 11. The Warriors are also roaring very high because they think they still have an outside chance.
Very well bowled there by Chiemele Udekwe, forcing Isaac Okpe to go forward defensive at the top. But he still managed to take a single off that. 5 runs already, Sheil.
You can say
39
that
required.
the current run rate is 6.67, and what is required is 7.80. The captain will be saying to himself, as much as possible, we need to cut any boundaries. If we are not getting the wicket, we must get dot balls. Very, very important. Oh, what a shot there. Slipped. They want to do 2. No easy call. And just 1 run is taken there. 39 runs in 30 balls. Drama, drama, drama everywhere. The pressure that is going on in the camp of the Eagles and the Kings. You don't want to be in any of those camps. Especially the coaches, Tamuno John, for the batting side, the Eagles 11, and Ademola Adekoye, the coach of the Kings 11. He plays the shot! Ladies and gentlemen, maximum! Oh my world! My oh my! What was done to me, I will do to others. He was hit for a 6. He is reciprocating. And that's what Isaac is doing presently to his teammates at the national team, Tiemele Udekwe. They want to run, but Ramon Ali will not allow that run to happen. And that has brought us to the end of the 16th over. 4 more overs to go for us to crown the champion of season 2 of the President's Cup, 27 of 24.
It looks doable, Sheon. Very much doable. 27 of 24 balls. Isaac Okpe, these two are still in. And at this point in time, I said it earlier, Sylvester Okpe did actually utilize his 4 spinners just to cut off the run rate at that point in time. But he didn't put into consideration that he had only 2 spinners who could only bowl 8 overs out of 20 overs. So for the rest of the 16 overs that he had to do, he had pace bowlers. And now Isaac Okpe and David Ankra, who at first were struggling with the spinners, now have pace and medium pace to contend with, as now Sylvester Okpe has gone back to his opening bowler, Taiwo Mohammed, to see if he can be able to cut off this partnership and put pressure back on the batting side.
It's quite surprising that Taiwo Mohammed has just bowled 2 overs. He's giving away 15 runs and he has 1 wicket to his credit, and that's the wicket of his elder brother, Moshood. He has to break the partnership of David Ankra and Isaac Okpe. Let's see what he does. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, I was just saying he needed to break the partnership. He listened, he heard, and he has done that damage. He's gotten the wicket, the first ball of his 3rd over. Breaks the wicket. The partnership that is going on between David and Isaac. 2 names you find in the scripture. What a sheer coincidence on a Sunday. And it's game on.
Game on, you say, Sheon. Just look at that wicket again. And there you have it. Nicked. Thick edge. Straight into the gloves of Salim Salawu. They know how important that wicket is. Breaking the partnership is majorly, but not forgetting this big hitter in person of Hussein Prosper is now in the crease. And you can see they still have an in-depth batting lineup. This man is a match winner in terms of Hussein Prosper. So it's going to be 27 of 23 balls. Can he and Isaac see the game through for his side? Or will the Kings be crowned kings in the 2nd edition of the President's Cup?
From a left-hand bowler to another left-hand bowler.
Let's not forget the 3rd over Hussein Prosper's last ball, and the 4th over of Hussein Prosper's last ball was faced by Taiwo Mohammed, who hit him for both 4 and 6 respectively. Hussein Prosper looking to do justice to what Taiwo Mohammed did to him, and now Isaac Okpe needs to go talk to him to tell him, look, young man, you need to keep your temperament, keep your eyes on the prize, don't just swing and miss. You need to keep your eyes on the prize, which is to win this game. There's a brief, there's a target, and we need to get there. 112 for 4 wickets in 16.3 overs.
The current run rate is 6.79. What is required is 7.71. The tale and the drama that you get to see in cricket, the twists and turns. They want to steal a run. And yes, they did. Ladies and gentlemen, another maximum from Taiwo to Isaac, and then out of the pavilion is the story of what just happened. 6 to shift the pendulum of victory back to the Eagles, who are currently soaring over the Kings. That was exquisite. When he's in the mood, he just wants to play. We are inching closer to the end of this game.
It's 19 runs required in 18 balls. This last 3 overs is a big test for both the batting side and the bowling side. Dot balls will matter, wickets will matter, runs will matter. And you can see the captain, Sylvester Okpe, telling Richard Ubo, you need to bowl the balls on the offside.
Truth of the matter is, you look at the field setting with 19 runs to win of 18 balls. There is the room that is so wide for them to start scoring runs. Just like I always tell people jokingly, in Port Harcourt, it's always room without a parlor. Room Okoroshi, room Ola, room without a parlor. See the opportunities that are there from where the square leg umpire is standing. Even blocking is a single run on its own. Good piece of fielding. Taiwo Mohammed can't do less. He knows the enormity of this. He had to take Salim Salau to even come and talk to the bowler. Ifeanyi Richard Ubo, player of the match against Japan at the 2020 Under-19 World Cup in South Africa. In a classification game, ladies and gentlemen, what? Another maximum This is game, set, and done. About me, at this juncture, it is difficult for the Eagles not to soar over the king. The king are meant to be in the palace. They rarely move. But the Eagles, they soar, and they even soar above the palace.
13 runs required in 16 balls, Shell. He goes big, he goes high, but he will take a single for that. He doesn't mind taking that single because that 6 earlier took the pressure off him and his side. Just look at that again, Shell. Just look at that 6. Just look at that 6, Shell. Top edge. He knew there was no protection, and all he needed to do was just hit the ball, and it went straight into the ropes for a 6. At this point, it's game not set yet because it's still 12 runs required in 15 balls.
My brother, my friend, Abayomi Ayonusi, this is gone. I say it with all sense of modesty. With the number of wickets and the 2 batters that are in the crease, this is gone. Isaac Okwe is in contention for player of the match. In his first game, he scored 25. He has surpassed that today. Backward of points, Taiwo Mohammed says no. Just like Messi said no. 11 runs in 13 balls, 128 for 4. What a way.
Who will be bowling the 19th over? That will be the question in everybody's mind. This is the over, Shell. Appeal for a run out not given by the umpire, Temitope Onikoye, at the square, at the striker's end. Shell, this is the over. The 19th over, you and I know, is the penultimate over. Anything could happen. It can either make the game or break the game. Who will be bowling the 19th over? Will it be Chiemele Udekwe? Will it be Chuma Akachuku, which I know Sylvester Okwe would not do, or would he give it to Taiwo Mohammed? Because
Abayomi, you can't be thinking for the captain. 2 players are done and dusted with their overs. Sylvester, the captain, and Undubem Elochukwu David, they both bowl 4 overs. Taiwo Mohammed has got 3 overs. Chemele has got 3 overs. Chima Akachuku has just got 1, but the one he bowled was a very expensive over where he considered 17 runs. And so it's the captain that will decipher what will happen. And what is happening is that he said, Taiwo Mohammed, I trust God, but I believe in you. Bowl this 19th over to Prosper Hosseini. Skies it up. It looks like he's going to be gone. Oh my word! He drops it. Was that the moment that the Kings allowed the Eagles to soar? Was that the moment? I wish the camera can pan to where the players are. They are off their feet. They are ecstatic. They are jubilant. I honestly don't know where this pendulum is swinging. Skies it up. Will he catch it? Oh my world! What was that? Was it 4 runs or 6 runs? It's a maximum. And you can see the disdain, the sadness on the face of Taiwo Mohammed
I think at this point in time, I might be a little bit biased. I think the ball actually did pitch inside the ropes. I might be a little bit biased, though the camera didn't get to that end, but it was actually 4 runs. So I think at this point in time, maybe the umpires had a better judgment, because what we can still see here is 6. The umpires are still trying to have a confirmation, but it's 3 runs required in 10 balls.
At this juncture, my mom, who cannot play cricket to save her life, will score those 3 runs.
Let's see if we could quickly see that again on the replay before the ball is being bowled. Quick field placement. Now he has backward of square. He has deep mid wicket in play for Hussein Prosper.
And this is what they call is gone. I'm being flanked by 2 beautiful ladies who had silver to their credit at the 22nd National Sports Festival, unlike their male team.
Let's just see that again, Sheon. Did that ball drop in the circle? Just slightly outside the boundary rope. So definitely the umpires were correct. That was a 6.
The captain of the Lagos team, Shakirat, and Rosemary Itua, have been having brain freeze about her name. I said, what did this girl do to me that made me not remember her name? Just like Johnny Drill. What have you done to me?
Sheon, 2 runs required in 9 balls. Looking to take a single, and they go for it. Will this be the winning runs? And yes, it is. That is the winning runs, and the game is done and dusted. 2 runs required, 2 runs gotten, and just look at how jubilant they are, Sheil. Who will take the victory at the end of this tournament is what we are yet to see.
The Eagles won by 6 wickets. And ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors, who didn't get to play, eventually became champions. They were aided by the victory of the Eagles, winning by 6 wickets.
So shall it's safe to say that the Warriors are crowned champions of this 2nd edition of the tournament. They played 1, lost 1. The Eagles played 1, lost 1. The Kings played 1, lost 1.
Let's just give you a match summary of how things panned out before we get into presentation of awards and prizes. Let's just get to show you how it all panned out. Akere Isesele, 39 runs off 26 balls. Isaac Okwe, 38 off 34 balls. Daniel Agiekum, 33 off 20 balls. Taimo Mohammed, 2 wickets for 34 in 3.4 overs. Okwe Sylvester, 1 for 27 in 4 overs. And Elochukwu Ndubem, 1 for 9 in 4 overs. The Eagles 11 won by 6 wickets. What a way to end this event. It's been a great event, and I must say shout out to everyone who has made this a success. Till we come another time where we'll be having season 3 of this great event. From me to you, I say thank you very much for joining us, and bye for now.